Hey guys, how's it going? It's Robin here again from Catapults. Now, I hope you learned a lot from the last two episodes of Catapults TV where I show you the fundamentals of SEO, how to do market research, how to do keyword research, and how to even perform on-page SEO. Now, if you haven't done so, I encourage you to go back and go through those two videos because those are prerequisites and for you to build all the core fundamentals before you start learning about this off-page SEO, which I'm about to share with you. Okay, so I'm sure some of you might have heard about all these weird, Google updates where they name after animals such as penguin or panda. To be honest, I don't really care about those updates anymore, and God knows what they're gonna name the next update because I purely focus on the core fundamentals, which is authority and relevancy. That's it. Okay, so in this video, what I'm going to share with you is how to do and perform a proper link building that basically eliminates all the fear of what's going to happen in the next Google update because we focus on the core fundamentals. Okay, so without further ado, let's get straight onto my screen and I'll show you exactly what needs to be done. Hey guys, now in this video what I'm going to cover is the off-page SEO. Now, as I've mentioned before, this is probably one of the most crucial part of SEO that makes a lot of difference. And like I said, it contributes about 80% of the big SEO equation. So what I'm gonna go through is basically the elements that are important in this off-page SEO process. And like I said, I think off-page SEO, it's all about backlinks. Okay. So we're going to go through, Google's perfect backlink pattern and how to build a natural looking backlink profile. And of course, my bread and butter backlink strategy that I've used. And private blog network. You may or may not have heard about this term, but it's widely used amongst the top SEO consultant or providers. Now, this is probably one of the trickiest part of off-page SEO, which in fact I've actually dedicated a whole separate video covering just purely on setting up private blog network, okay, or a whole separate section, okay, should I say. And then we shall look into how to diversify your backlinks, and this is important, especially after Google Penguin, and it used to be in a way that you can just jam pack, and just heavily focusing on the keywords that you want to rank, and you ideally rank if you build enough links. But in this day and age, you just can't get away with that anymore. Okay, so first up is the Google's perfect backlink. Now, from Google's perspective, these four elements are important. Number one being relevant. Now, the website linking back to you has to be related to the topic that you're covering, and there's say for example there's no way, there's no reason for a website about traveling to be linking to a website about pharmaceuticals. Okay, and let's just say a dentist getting a backlink from WebMD. I'm not sure whether you guys have seen WebMD website. That will be relevant. Okay, and then when you talk about authoritative, and then speaking about WebMD, Google loves backlink from website that is deemed to be authoritative. Okay, in other words, website with high PR. PR means page rank. Okay, I think I mentioned this before. And the rule of thumb from Google is that each level of PR is worth 10 times the previous level and 100 times the level before that. So a PR6 backlink is worth 10 PR5 links and 100 PR4 backlinks. Again, that's not the actual formula that Google uses. It's purely for estimation purposes. Okay. Then we move on to valuable. Now, the best way to describe a valuable link is to describe its polar opposite, a spam link. Now, Google hates spam as much as we do. Okay. So they have a whole department dedicated to fighting spam. Okay. So basically, all you need to know is Google wants backlinks that contribute to good user experience. That's it. Okay, and then we move on to contextual. Okay, now this is important because backlinks placed directly in the content of a page pass more SEO value otherwise known as link juice, which you may have heard about me using that quite often, then backlinks in any other location. So which means a backlinks from somewhere between the content, it's worth a lot more than a backlink that's been placed on the footer. Okay, so the closer the link is to the top of the page, the better, but you gotta make it look natural at the same time as well. And links placed in the sidebar, header, or footer won't carry nearly as much weight because Google knows those locations are typically reserved for paid advertisers. Okay, so they're getting very smart these days. Now, if we move on to natural looking backlink profile. So a backlink profile is a phrase we, search engine professionals, use to refer a website's complete and cumulative portfolio of backlinks. Now, your backlink profile is every link on the entire internet that points back to your website. So what does a natural backlink profile look like? You know what? In one word, I can sum it up. It's called diverse. Okay? Now, a website should naturally get lots of different kind of links from lots of different pages. Now, this is where those no-follow conspirators probably have it right, because Google knows it's unnatural to have completely follow backlink throughout and similar anchor text throughout all your pages. Okay, so here are some important ways to vary your backlink profile to make it look natural. First one is being keyword variation. Now, don't build backlinks to your website with the same anchor text. Now, what I mean by anchor text is the clickable words that make up the link. So usually they are in blue color, bold, and underline. Okay, so use your brand and generic terms like click here or check it out, or just the URL itself, just to keep things looking natural. Okay, and then we have the domain variation. Now, the more backlinks you have from a domain, the less valuable each additional link from it will be. So the 100th backlink from is in articles is worth a lot less than the 20th, just to give you an idea. And then we have the link velocity. Now, this refers to the speed at which you build the links. Now, many SEO get their sites penalized for building way too many links at once. Okay, now this is called mass backlinking. Now remember, SEO is a marathon, not a sprint. So there are ways to be successful at building thousands of links per day. It's called going viral, but it requires extreme caution and know-how. Okay, then we have high quality. To put this in the most simplest term is to avoid the dark corners of the internet. Only build links directly to your website or another website that gets traffic and well-diverse PR. Okay, and what I'm about to teach you, it's also how to own those domains that are of high quality. Okay, so then we have the my bread and butter backlink strategy. So imagine this is your main website. You have a high PR backlinks going to your website, and then you have all this Web 2.0's linking back to your tier 1 links. This is going to add additional link juice that's going to be being passed on from here. Okay, this site will filter out all the bad, because this site ideally you don't want to link directly from this site to this site, because these are of lower quality, and you want to make sure that this is a high PR relevant site that you want to link back to your main site, and then you add additional link juice to this site to add more weight to it. Okay, now I'm going to be teaching you a shortcut to get all this done in the private blog network section. Okay, so, and then you have the private blog network. Now this is probably going to be the part where you're going to invest the most resources in, because these are like just think about it as your golden goose. Okay, the more you invest on it, the more you do it, you pay attention to it and nurture it, the more you're going to get out of it. Okay, now this involves buying each domain, buying expired domains, and you can do it manually or you can have it done automatically. Okay, which I'll show you a bit later. And once you have the domain, you need to have a special hosting, which we call it SEO hosting. It's usually hosted on different C-class IPs. And what I mean by C-class IP, if you're not sure, is every single web address has unique IP address, and the third set of IPs are what we call the C-class. Okay, please Google this if you're not sure what this means. Okay, don't worry about the technical term. You don't need to know how it works. You just need to know that it works. Okay, and of course we're gonna be you have to look into the way that you build the links as well. It does matter. Okay, and I'm not sure whether you recall a link from a content is worth a lot more than the footer or sidebar. So just keep that in mind. And then we look at backlinks diversification. And the way that you're going to do that is, ever since Google Penguin was rolled out, Google basically made Kat stress a lot about diversifying your backlinks. And that goes back to the core fundamentals which we talked about initially, about how to make your backlinks profile look natural. And this is being part of it. And having a diverse backlink profile means that you pay a lot more attention on synonyms, LSI keywords, which has lateral meanings. You get all the similar relevant keywords onto it, because like I mentioned, Google are getting a lot smarter these days. Having relevant keywords will Google will be able to interpret and understood the fact that this page is all about one of the primary keywords that you're targeting. And I'll go through how you're gonna stress that and tell Google which keyword that you're interested in ranking and not the other relevant keywords. Okay, so you can do this using automated software like GSA or SENuke, or you can outsource this if you're lazy to do this and you're not the tech savvy enough. I'll be giving you a list of resources to go through, which I've personally used and it has proven to work. So with that, what I'm gonna do is I'll go through a quick demo in terms of how you analyze a site in terms of the backlinks profile, and you want to have a look at, I'm going to be showing you a tool that I normally use. So just bear with me, I'll pause this video. So as you can see here, the tool that I use is called Majestic SEO. There's a few out there. One of it, the other one that are quite popular is Open Site Explorer or Ahrefs. I'll be putting this on the resource list, but I normally prefer to use Majestic SEO or sometimes Ahrefs. That's because I'm used to the format and it's clean and straight to the point. So with as you can see, one of the examples that I use, it's WebMD. It's got huge trust flow and citation flow. Don't worry too much about this metric. Basically the higher the number, the better it is. Okay, and as you can see, there are 36 million external backlinks, and over the last 5 years there are over 449 million. Okay, it's a huge number to have for a website, and that's probably why you can see a lot of WebMD websites all over the internet. They are a very authoritative site, and the domain has got a lot of educational or government backlinks. Now these backlinks are educational and governmental backlinks are of high quality purely because they are harder to get. Education is probably easier to get than government. So what that means is, like, domain that ends with .gov or .edu. Those are not the type of link that you can basically just sign up or get a link from it easily. So hence it's worth more from Google's perspective. Okay, so and as you can see here, this is the anchor text. You want to get a diverse list here as much as you can, and make sure that
the links are not, you don't have a huge number of deleted links, because if you see that, what that means is Google is deleting or de-indexing a lot of your backlinks. So, and then you have a look at the referring domains. This has got a huge list. Okay, so you can tell from here, this is how you can basically reverse engineer any websites, any of the competitors, especially if the client or prospect tells you, oh, here are the competitors, I want to get ahead based on the keywords. Look for the top 3 or top 5 domain or website and try to analyze where they are getting their links from. Sometimes it's just as simple as going after the same domain that they have on their referring domains, and then just it's either through, sometimes it's either through a directory submission or blog comment. And you know, if you want to do that, you can always get a few cheap or free links from there, and that will be a good start. And then you can see the anchor text. Sorry, my internet might be a bit slow today. So you see, it's quite a diverse. It hasn't got a specific search term. It's pretty much brandable keywords. Reason I call brandable keywords is referring to the brand. Got no other than diet, no other, or diabetes, no other search term that are particularly jumping out. And you know, this domain is going to be a very strong competitor if you ever see them on the first page for any particular search term. Same goes for Amazon. Okay, Amazon has got huge authority in Google's perspective. I'm not gonna even try to tell you how good it is. As you can tell, hence Amazon is probably one of the top domain that keeps popping up for any products that you can find on the internet. It even tops eBay right at the moment. It's because it's so well structured as compared to eBay. Okay, so I suppose with that you get an idea of what to look for from an off-page SEO perspective, which means their backlinks profile.
So with that being said, guys, what I want you to do now is head down underneath this video and share your experience in terms of what you've learned today in this video. And you can feel free to post any questions that you may have, and I'll answer it the best I can. And I'll also appreciate it if you can like the Facebook fan page, as everyone seems to be liking the Facebook fan page these days. So I'll appreciate if you can do that. And with that being said, I'll talk to you soon.